And when I was writing that song, it just suddenly clicked. It was the second song that I wrote, but that's when I noticed I'm really onto something.
Bienvenidos a un episodio más de Con Palabras Bien. Muchísimas gracias por estar aquí el día de hoy. Por favor, no olvides suscribirte, darle like y compartir para que este tipo de videos llegue a más personas. Hoy tengo el honor de tener aquí en el estudio y de hecho, si se fijan ustedes, el setup es un poquito diferente porque casi nunca tengo a dos personas, siempre es una. Entonces también emocionado porque va a ser la primera vez que voy a entrevistar yo a dos personas. Y también va a ser en inglés, obviamente el Spanglish is here. We're in a border city, so you guys are gonna hear Spanglish, okay? But I have the project with Julian first. Thank you. I know you seen, dude. It's been like what, like
Been years.
our old days in Taekwondo. Believe it or not, guys.
Yes.
Yes, we used to do Taekwondo. I'll put some videos that I actually have. Yeah, I do. And then Jay, I have Jay here as well. This project that you guys have, and we'll touch base on that though. Mm-hmm. But first things first, like the project. What's the name of the project that you guys have?
So our name of the project is Skull Kid, and basically we're just a duo right now doing basically emo style combination of ukulele acoustics.
Got you.
So it's something different that we haven't normally heard much in El Paso. So we're
Correct.
probably like the first ones to do that, and we're very excited, especially for like our album that just released a while back, which is
Now,
insane.
How did you guys came out with the project? One, because I had the opportunity to go through some of the songs, and that's right. Some of them are like kind of sad, and it actually took me back to like high school, dude. Like a little bit of a high school. I was like, oh shoot, look, they're good, they're amazing. My favorite one, of course, is the first one, "Love Is Pain." That one is like, oh shoot, it's super cool. But now, first of all, how do you guys like came together with, hey, let's go ahead and create music. Let's go ahead and create this project together.
Yeah, so we go way back. I mean, we've known each other for a long time.
Okay.
Very long time.
Even before high school. But basically, this is where our little journey begins.
Nice.
Like towards our senior year, we formed a band. Well, we joined a band with our other friends called Heroes of Modern Age. We're like a little high school band. We played little gigs in like houses or like pop-up venues, like wherever we could. Yeah. And we did that for a few years. That dissolved, and then we got back together again as a different band called. Well, first we called ourselves Henry Melville. Okay. Then we changed it to Potpourri. So around the time that the pandemic hit, I mean, obviously, like we had to stop playing shows. We couldn't really like get together to practice anymore. But then once the I guess like once the county stopped like alleviated the restrictions, that's when, I mean, of course people started to like go out again, basically. And but at the same time, we like collectively just couldn't like get the band back together again. And both of us deep down, I mean, we wanted to play music again. And what I was doing was that I decided to just like get on GarageBand on my computer and like come up with some beats and do like a little solo project on my own and at home. And then I told Julian about this, and then and so like he proposed the idea of coming on over like to my house like on our free time, so he can record some songs that he wrote. And when he first showed me the songs, it was just his ukuleles, and I really liked what he had. Like I thought the songs sounded really good, and then he asked me if I also wanted to play like guitar along with him, and so naturally I said yes.
And it's the greatest decision ever.
And then like like on the surface, I mean, it does seem kind of unorthodox to have a ukulele and then a guitar.
Yeah.
But I mean, it works for us.
It's unique, it's unique because cause like you said, it's something that you don't see in El Paso that
really
much.
don't see it that much.
And then let's go back a little bit when you guys had the band, right? And then why did that band didn't work out? Like I know high school, and then I guess graduating and moving forward with other projects, but why did that band didn't stick together?
I would say pretty much because our lives were going in separate ways, especially me being in the university and then kind of catching up back when you guys were still at Henry Melville. Like during that time, I was like, I want to get back into music again.
Right.
And then after that, we were doing Straw Hats because we were going to change names, and that's how randomly we had potpourri and in the hat, and it just popped up. I think it was Javi that pulled it out.
I think so.
One of the guys pulled it out.
I honestly don't even remember us drawing papers out of the hat. Like I honestly don't remember that.
I'm not sure if it was a hat or something, but I do remember
it was a hat. Now that you bring it up, it was a hat.
Oh, okay.
It was like a cap, like a baseball cap, basically. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, basically when we were in Heroes of Modern Age, we were like a metalcore band.
Okay.
And we sort of kind of shifted later on to pop punk, and then a little more into the hardcore kind of more melodic feel.
Okay.
That's basically how more bands were kind of getting up to the trends
Gotcha.
during those times.
Okay.
And then like how Jay said, the pandemic happened, and then we had to stop playing after a while. And I think it's just that kind of caused our delay a bit, and then we just didn't get back together.
Yeah,
as a band, unfortunately.
I think it's just a matter of just everyday life. Setting in, reality setting in. We gotta pay our bills.
Right.
Things like that, and I mean,
responsible as adults.
and then especially though after the pandemic, everything was kind of new in the sense of, okay, for example, where I work, right, retail, we didn't have online orders, in-store pickups back then. And now when we came back, that changed. So everything was adapting, I guess, to different things. But now when you guys got together, why only two? Are you guys planning to get more people into the band, or what's the deal?
So that is a good question. Hopefully, we want to in the future do a full band. We do want to bring in a drummer sometime in the near future. It just hasn't clicked for us yet. So at the time when we were writing the songs, I was letting Jay know maybe we need to maybe in the future bring a drummer. But we were already kind of only 2 shows that we've played so far during the years.
Okay.
But we took a hiatus break because that's when I was telling Jay, hey, I just came up with an idea, but what do you think? And I told him, I know we can't find a drummer yet, but we've done it before at shows playing acoustic.
Yeah.
Why not make an album being based all acoustic?
And you know what? I don't know. I don't know if it's me, or I don't know if it's my preference, right? But I think acoustic, it's way better because it's for me, it's more intimate, I guess. It's more
Absolutely,
okay, you are there, an unqueer kind of situation. You know what I mean? And I love the songs and everything. So when you said when you guys were writing the song, so I guess both of you guys got some input in the lyrics and everything.
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Who contributed the most? Because there's always in a team, there's always someone that it's hey, dude, this.
That would be me.
Okay, got you. So go ahead. Sorry.
Oh. All things considered, I mean, it's his baby.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, the project didn't start until 2022.
Okay.
At that time, I was going through a lot of rough phases, anxiety,
depression,
thoughts of suicide, and it happens.
Dude, and I'm so happy that you mentioned that, dude, because I went through the same thing, and especially through the pandemic, and then after the pandemic, and then looking at the world and realizing oh shit, this shit is not like it used to be.
Where are we right now?
Exactly. But when you are an entrepreneur and you have projects, dude, no one notice, or if they notice, they don't actually pay attention that you have to write things right, you have to create music, but there's a lot of more things happening like in the background.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they don't know about that. But how did you guys actually like overcome those things, those situations?
When I was writing Love is a Pain, now that you brought it up, it was actually my very first song that I wrote.
Nice.
But when I was downloading all the songs to try to like put them to Spotify, Apple Music, The Knife Within Me was actually the very first upload. Because that was during my personal time of like, I was feeling kind of like sad. I didn't know how to like overcome the fears that were happening that time in my life. And it just kind of clicked for both of us because we were going through something like on a deep personal level.
We each were going through our own crises.
Okay.
Definitely. Like, I mean, with me, like, I kind of just like felt like I was at a point in my life where I felt as if I was kind of like falling behind everybody else. Because I mean, a lot of my peers, I mean, like they're getting married, they're getting engaged, or they're like, or they moved out of their parents' house, and like, and I'm over here, like I barely turned 30 at the time, and I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do right now? I'm over here like working a bunch of odd jobs. I'm like in between jobs, and all that. Like, so I think like recording those few songs that I did like on my own was sort of like an outlet for me. And then coincidentally, the project that he was coming up with was his own outlet too for his own crisis. So I think
it was like the perfect timing.
It was very serendipitous. It just clicked.
Now, is there some like your own music, like your own songs in this project, or you guys didn't combine that?
No, he's actually done his own project.
Okay. Nice.
And his songs are really good. When I listened to them, I was like, I found the guy to do the recording. So that's when we started doing the singles, like little by little, and just like how Jay said, coincidentally, like it just clicked, and it was like the perfect timing that we were going through at that time.
Now, before we continue with the project, the name, because I'm gonna discuss why the name and some of the titles of the songs too, like why. Okay, but I want to ask you guys, and you guys can answer as one answer, or you guys can have like individual answers, right? But I noticed, for example, your makeup right now, right? And everything. And then Jay, I noticed that you have no makeup at all. Okay. So what's the style? What are you going for? Or what's like the whole concept of the project?
So with Skull Kid, what we were really inspired of, like bands like Hawthorne Heights, The Used, like so many bands that we've listened to in the past. I wanted to do something kind of special, like all the songs that I was going through. And it just never clicked to me when I started writing Love is a Pain on the ukulele, and I started feeling that sad emotion.
Yeah.
And when I was going through that, I was like, hey, I'm onto something right now. I'm really onto something. And what got me inspired is just listening to those bands all over again. But definitely Hawthorne Heights was like the one that really got me the inspiration to create this project.
How about you, Jay?
Yeah. So, I mean, our influences are virtually the same. We listened to like a lot of hardcore, post-hardcore, a lot of emo bands, a lot of pop punk, and I think for that reason, it's not very hard for us to like really agree on how a certain song should sound.
Because you guys are on the same page. Exactly. Even though you guys are like two different projects and everything, but you guys are on the same page. Now, I want to talk though about the struggles though of actually like writing songs, putting everything together. Because again, I always tell you guys that you guys see like the final product. We were talking about before we started like recording, like, hey, I edit everything, and if you say something, I can remove it and everything, but they don't notice or they don't know that part, right? So I'm pretty sure like writing songs and everything, it's the same thing, because I'm sure like the lyrics were not done like in one take. It was like, okay, this sounds good, this doesn't sound good, let me remove it. But also I want to talk though about who helped you like actually like record the songs, put everything in Spotify? Because you guys are on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, everything pretty much. You guys are everything, and I'll link everything in the description of the episode. That way you guys can go ahead and check everything out. But I don't know who wants to start, but again, the struggles, I don't know if you guys had meetings with, hey, you know what? Okay, this is the project that we have. You guys are in, are out, or what pretty much happened?
Yeah. I mean, I could start with it. 2022, like how I mentioned, I was going through that moment in my life when I was writing the song, and I just wanted to get like that emo inspiration, kind of getting to the flow and everything. Writing the songs were pretty tough at that time, especially I think the perfect example, The Knife Within Me, that was like probably my biggest like crisis, like just that feeling of like, you know, what happens if somebody was cutting themselves basically. And I was feeling that raw emotion, and when I was going through the lyrics, I started getting inspired, you know, listening to bands again and how they were composing their own lyrics in different forms, different ways. And I thought, how can I make this my style, which also pertaining with the ukulele, but also feeling that sad, raw, emotional feel. And when I was writing that song, it just suddenly clicked. It was the second song that I wrote, but that's when I noticed I'm really onto something now, besides Love Is a Pain. And I showed both those songs to Jay, and right away we were like, oh, wow. So we started to get together, talk about it. I started writing the lyrics. We started getting together with the music stuff. Then I can let you handle the recording stuff. That's more your
Now,
question.
actually, before you answer, Jay, just quick question. Like, how did you show the songs to Jay? Like, did you record it like in your phone, SoundCloud, or how? Like,
I'm very old school. Like with Jay, I show him like what I'm playing and what I'm singing. And right away, when you listen to it, you were like, damn.
Yes, Jay. What was your reaction? It was like, oh, like, shit! Like, this is good. Like, let me put something into it.
Yeah. So I don't remember if it was during our lunch break at work when he showed it to me, or if it was somewhere else. But I think that's where he showed me for the first time, and I listened to it, and it was like, and I was thinking, yeah, but I like this. This is cool. This is something. Kind of like that scene in Spider-Man 3 where where Peter Parker's like on the side in the black suit, and he takes off the mask and he's like, this is something else. Like that was basically how I felt like when I first heard the songs. And at the time when I was playing around with a garage band at home, the songs that I came up with veered more into sort of like the bedroom pop territory.
Okay.
So something kind of like along the lines of like Salami Rose, Joe Louis, a little like White Town, like that sort of aesthetic, where there's like a lot of digital beats, like drum machine beats, so that sort of thing, and then like some guitar tracks here and there. But as for Julian's project, I decided, okay, like we can like do this, we can get this down like easy, like just record his ukulele track and do another vocal track, just pretty minimalist, pretty simple.
When you had everything, were you there when he was like working on it
during the process? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Then what was you guys' reaction when everything was said and done, and you guys like play it and everything came like together, and everything was like, oh shit, like my lyrics, my music, everything, it's just there, and this is a freaking great song.
Like I said, it just clicked like out of nowhere, because once we're basically recording in his room, doing everything that we needed to do, but once I started hearing just the raw tracks itself, I was like, this is starting to sound really good. But then what I loved the part was that you added the piano track. Once you added that piano track, I was like, oh my God, I'm living the early 2000s,
nice.
like 2010s. This feeling, I was like, this is my dream.
Nice. And then, of course, the rest is history. You guys, now you mentioned something that you guys were recording like in your room, right?
Right.
Now, so nothing, I want to say, because the podcast, for example, started in my room. And then, I tried to, like, the studio, like, to look professional. Right. But, for example, you guys didn't have the opportunity to actually go to a studio, record everything. Like, before you guys actually released everything. It was everything in the bedroom, everything there. Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
We started off, fresh, and to see, like, where this project taking. We're getting close to the 3rd-year mark already with this project.
Damn.
So, yeah.
And you were telling me, dude, that everything is going, like, the right way. You guys start getting a lot of, I guess, support as well. Yes. But before you actually tell me that, like, what was the process of pitching the idea? Who helped you actually record everything, like, for you guys, release everything, upload everything to all the apps? Mm-hmm. What was that process?
Right before we were about to release Night Owl, like, well, not release it, but right before we were going to be doing the recording of it, I was talking to Jay, and I thought, hey, you know what, for this album, we want to make it sound more professional. So we contacted the guys from Let Down Studio. They're our homies who we've known for years.
Oh, nice.
And we sat down with them. We had a meeting. We discussed everything about it. And we told them our vision, our idea. We want to re-release the older recordings that we've done, do them something different. And one of them, he does, like, electronic beats. His name is John Garcia. And I asked him, hey, if you can also help us out with these songs, we can do the recording on our own. We just need help with, like, the mixing and mastering.
Okay.
And if that's something that you guys can help us out with. And yeah, the meeting went by smooth. We started talking about, like, music and how Hex was also saying that, yeah, dude, when you guys came to do the live session with The End of the Road, which is another song on our album, when we were doing the live session, he was like, damn, dude, that song really resonated with me. Like, nice. When I heard it, I was like, damn, when I was recording you guys with the vocals and making it sound good for the live session on YouTube, it just hit me. It was really raw, emotional.
What was that feeling, guys? Because for example, of course, I don't make music, right? But I can kind of relate with the podcast when people actually reach out via text or DM and they're like, hey, dude, like, the last episode really got to me. Like, I needed to hear that. And I was like, oh shit, like, sometimes you do something without even realizing that someone out there is gonna be like, oh shit, I needed that. Mm-hmm. So when they told you guys that, like, hey, you know what, that live session, like, it got me. Yeah. What was that feeling for you guys to be like, oh shit, like, this is something that we wanted, or, like, oh shit, more pressure too of maybe other projects, or what was that feeling?
It was like,
I mean, to say the least, it felt nice.
Yeah, nice. It was like an unforgettable experience. Like, definitely, once they heard that we were onto something, like, damn, no. And then even when we pitched the idea to the guys way before, Hex was excited right away. He's like, oh, I'm there for you guys. Nice. Come on.
Were you guys, like, kind of scared that they would be like, you know what, no, thank you. Maybe next time we'll keep working, guys, and then come back later. Were you guys, like, scared that might happen?
So the fun fact, when we were still, like, in our, like, early 20s, we actually did record it with them, like, years ago to do a single. I think we were Purple Heart at that time. And we did a song called Lauren. And for a pop punk song in our early 20s, that wasn't that bad. But the recording experience was really good. But once we heard this one for Night Owl, totally changed my perspective of how good they've gone throughout the years.
Okay.
Like, they've gone so much better, like, the quality and everything. Like, I was just surprised and shocked how good the album came out with the mixing and mastering.
Nice.
Like, we were really 100% satisfied with it.
Nice. Now let's talk about the name, the White Night Owl. Why that name? Did it that, like, actually mean something to you guys, or it's just like a name that you guys are like, you know what, it sounds cool? So
a fun fact that not a lot of people know, but we were short by 11 songs, and we wanted to do the quote at least 12. And at least in my perspective, vision, I wanted to do 12. So Night Owl was just really one of those random songs that just came out. But the reason why I went with that title of the album is because all my songs and everything that I got inspired by, it just happened during the night. Like, nice. Ironically, like, especially, you got to go like emo style like that.
You have to, man. And not only that, but I mean, you guys have a job and you guys have to go every single day. And then the free time, it's like at night. Just to give you guys an example, like we're recording at 7:35 right now. Yes. Earlier it was not possible because again, we all had stuff to do. Believe it or not, I've been here in the studio like at 11:30 p.m. and recording and everything because that's the only time. But that's perfect, man. And I don't know if this happened to you guys, but it's where you get the most like inspired. Yeah, I don't know if it's the same with you guys, but also when I'm going like through the checklist of my videos, what I'm gonna do, it's like, oh shit, like okay, I have this idea. Or when I'm taking a shower too, dude. I don't know if it's funny, but it's like, shoot, okay, this will be cool. Now, what's next for you guys? Because I know this album is doing great. You mentioned only 2 shows, right?
2 shows, but hopefully in the near future we'll
for one thing, more gigs for us.
Yeah,
nice.
Definitely, we just wanted to take the time off right now to focus on the album, make sure it sounds good and presentable for everybody to listen to it.
Nice.
And hopefully in the near future, we got to go back to doing shows for sure.
Perfect. Now, besides the shows, though, what else do you guys have in mind for you guys? Because I know you guys mentioned maybe expand the band, maybe a drummer, everything else, but also like as you guys right now, another album maybe I don't know, little projects like taking the songs to another city or what's the plan? If we can know just a little teaser of what the plans might be.
No, of course. Right now it's definitely up there right now, but we do want to focus for sure doing more shows. That's the plan
main.
For sure. Hopefully in the near future, maybe to start looking for a drummer, maybe to do a full band. That's up in the air right now in the future. Okay. But we'll still continue to make music for sure, even if it's just the 2 of us doing acoustic. I think we're also happy with that as well.
Nice. Now, question to you guys, and if this is too personal, that's fine. You guys can skip the question, but I ask you this because I hope a lot of people that watch this or listen to this episode might be like, oh, you know what? I want to start music too. I want to start creating music. So I want them to be prepared, right? So what is one of the biggest struggles that you guys faced when creating music, but not only creating and putting everything together, but actually like making sure people show interest on your music? Because I'm solo, man. So right now I record, I'm going to edit. This actually is going to be posted tomorrow morning. Oh, nice. So everything's going to be up like that. So probably I'm going to be up late, but they don't know this, right? But it's like the struggles and everything. And when they ask me like, hey, do you enjoy being a podcaster? I'm like, yeah, because I love doing this. I love talking to the camera, to the microphone, sharing stories. But there's also this side of the podcaster environment that you guys don't see. So I'm pretty sure with music is the same way. Definitely. So what's one of the biggest struggle that you think El Paso it's pretty much struggling when it comes to the music industry?
I would definitely say one thing, the venues. Like, I know we don't have that much venues like how we used to have. Like, we lost Tricky Falls years ago. I think that was like the biggest one that not a lot of people were expecting. We used to play even in smaller like gigs like The Spot. Even our first show was, I think the Percolator was like the coffee shop.
Oh, Percolator, yeah.
We played there. I think definitely the venues is just a little bit of a struggle here in El Paso.
Nice.
And also just getting people to just pay attention, really, like
correct.
For lack of a better word, because I mean, especially when it comes to uploading our music to be streamed, like there's an overwhelming amount of like content out there in the ether. Yeah. So like, we gotta compete with like just a bunch of different things. Like there's like too many to name, but
those are the struggles, man. Because again, it's because I mean the music that you guys do, right? There's definitely like an audience for that, right? Absolutely. But like you said, you have to look for that audience because it's not like let me open Spotify and let me put this kind of music. No,
exactly.
you have to look for it. Now, how do you guys market that? How do you guys have like someone that takes care of that too? Or it's you guys say, you know what, I'm going to post on my social medias.
Basically,
I'm going to, that's
basically it's just everything us doing on our own. With the songs, I take care of once all the songs are done and recorded, then I take care of it with the music distributor that I have. I send them the phone. I mean, not the phone, the songs, and everything, and basically that's how it just goes from there.
Now, are you guys making some kind of money out of this or everything? Because I'm a strong believer, man, of when you start with your project track and everything. Sometimes you have to work for free, and what I mean by that, it's that you want to put your name out there, right?
Yeah.
So when I started with photography, like I did like a lot of free photo shoots. One, because I wanted people to know me, my work, and of course I wanted to get experience, right? But of course it gets to a point where, okay, you know what? I know what I'm doing. I'm not like a beginner anymore. Like, let me start charging for photo sessions, right? Yeah. So in this kind of world, because again, I'm not too familiar with this, but is there a chance of you guys making money? Are you guys already making money? Because I know you might be spending money right now, uploading, driving, promoting, and everything. So sometimes it's the struggle, especially, for example, my 9 to 5. It's like my partner, because it's like that helps me pay for my camera, my equipment, my stuff, right? So it's like, okay, that's my work partner, and we work together for this project, right? So I'm pretty sure the same ways with you guys. But is there a chance of you guys making money? Are you guys making money right now, or what's the deal?
I mean, to be fair and honest, it's not going to be an easy road. Really, we don't make that much with this project. Yes, we did spend, especially for the album, for mixing and mastering, but to us, it's like it was worth the experience, and we just love being like creative, and at the same time, like. For anyone that wants to start, don't think of like the dream big yet. Just have fun with the project.
Right.
Like, try not to make it seem like you're forcing yourself to do something that you do or you don't want to do. If you think you have the creative talent to do so, try it out. I mean, no one is perfect. I mean, even with us when we started music, we weren't perfect or anything. We were we were young, and like we were driven with that dream. But then the years came by, and reality hits. We got to get a job. We got to be responsible, and we just think of it as like our kind of like our time to like distract ourselves. Like, now we're done with work. Let's just do something on the side just to keep us going, distracted. That's how, like, at least how I see it. It's like a project that I love doing outside of work.
Nice.
And I guess that's how I see it. But.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, I mean, I think we both do it because we just love making music. It would be nice if we could make money off of it.
It would.
But I mean, the nature of the business is that like, especially when you're starting off, that
it's not easy.
You make next to nothing.
What do you guys need like to make money? Because again, this is like new territory to me. But for example, like on the podcast and the YouTube videos, I know what I need to get in order for me to get like to make money, right, out of my videos. But in this case, for you guys, what do you guys need? I don't know if Spotify pays you like for every stream, or how does that work? Or
essentially, that is how it works.
Yeah.
The way I would probably wrap my head around it is to kind of think of it almost like a gig worker, or like let's say like an Uber driver, or like a Dash or a DoorDash driver. Like, a lot of it is just dependent on the amount of streams that our content gets, and in order for us to make any like actual money with it, I mean, we'd have to have our content streaming like thousands, if not millions of times. And
I think that's the hardest part. It's just based on the monthly listeners, because we both use a distributor called DistroKid. We've been happy so far with the results. We just got out of a distributor a while back, so but we've been very happy with DistroKid. What's cool of that application, it tells you the stats, like how many people are listening. You can also link to Spotify, to Apple Music, and they'll tell you basically like, oh, so-and-so people have been listening to it. But then there's also the thing that you got to pitch in your songs to Spotify to be on a playlist. And that's what the trend is right now, that you have to pitch a song to be on a playlist, hopefully that you get more recognition.
Wow.
I checked the app a while back and we had 5 people to listen to a different playlist. I was able to pitch my song on time to be on a playlist, and we had 5 people listen to a certain playlist.
And how does that work? Like, you just go to the app and then like send the song, or how did you like pitch that?
So basically Spotify, there's another app or website. It's called Spotify for Artists. Once you apply for that, like, you can pitch your songs, you can change the canvas artwork to the songs. Like I did for Night Owl, I did a little bit of a little like graphic, and you can tell it's kind of like blinking in black a bit. Yeah. So everything I have control over that application, and it also tells you the stats to how many people are listening to Spotify. We got lucky that we had 26 people listening to the album within a certain amount of days. So we thought that was cool.
Right. Yes. Especially when they're starting to, it's like, and it happened to me too. Like, it's 12 views in my video. Oh shit, 100, and then 200. It's like, oh shit. And for podcasting though, we have that as well. Spotify for podcasters.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of the same thing too. It will give you the stats.
Even
it
Apple
will give
has
you
it too,
yeah,
as well.
yeah. Everything they have it. It's crazy how this works, man. But what would be a piece of advice that you guys will give to that kid that is in high school right now, probably middle school, that, hey, you know what, I want to start writing songs, I want to create beats, I want to create music? What would be one piece of advice that you guys will give them?
Start off little by little. Know your strengths and weaknesses with music, because definitely I think that was the struggle with me, because not a lot of people know, but for this project, this was my first time singing. So singing was just something it wasn't in my comfort zone. It just came out of nowhere.
Oh shoot!
And I even showed to Jay, and when we pitched in the songs, we were like, damn. And you even told me I have a good voice.
Nice. You do, man. You do. Yeah. What about you, Jay? Well, yes. What advice would you?
Very much similar to what Julian mentioned. I would say, for one thing, like, don't go into it expecting to make like bank. Yeah. Basically, do it because you have something that you want to show people. Mm-hmm. Do it out of ingenuity. Yeah. Out of authenticity. Nice. Because I mean, if there's one thing that I think has always been a thing as to what makes musicians successful, it's ingenuity, it's authenticity, in my opinion. Yeah.
True. Now, what would be a piece of advice though that you guys will give to the younger self? Like, you guys back in middle school, maybe high school, maybe when you guys first started, like, you bought your first guitar, your computer to make everything. What would be one advice that you guys will, if you guys can go back in time and be like, hey, dude, make sure to do this or make sure not to do this?
That is probably the best question that I've gotten in an interview. I think if I were to go back in time with my past self, is starting off even earlier with music, or even to getting together with these guys really earlier and forming a band, maybe in middle school or even beginning of high school. But I think right now, like, even till right now, I mean, I'm 32 and like I feel happy right now with my life. Nice. But if I were to go back, I think starting off earlier with music, getting to know like more into music theory, and branching out from there, I think that would just be my thing if I were to go back.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it would also like getting into it sooner. Like while I was in high school. Nice. And I think also just kind of like networking. Okay. And like kind of like mingling with people too, in order to form a band. And I mean, I'm definitely grateful that I was able to make music with the friends that I made. Mm-hmm. And even though like we're not in a band with these other friends anymore, I mean we're still friends.
Right.
Of course.
And I think it's a really like unique feeling when you're making music with friends, with good friends, mm-hmm. With close friends, because I don't think there's really the same effect that could be made when you're doing this with someone you don't necessarily know.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
Yeah, and I think that like when you do projects with close friends, because again, I do have a channel with my good friend Jocelyn that we do like coffee reviews, but our chemistry, it's like good. We can talk to each other. I already know how she's thinking by the way she reacts, and she knows my gestures too. But that's a good point, Jay, that if you are super comfortable with who you're working with, I think the product is going to show that. Right. So that's great. Now, you guys ever thought about like, oh, shoot, by this year I'm going to do an album? Like, have you guys had a chance to really, really think about that and let that sink in and be like, oh shit, like I have a freaking album. Yeah. I have this many songs. Yeah. I partnered with my friend and we did this. Yes. Have you guys thought about that?
Well, this one, when I told Jay, hey, let's make an album, and he was like, I'm down. Yeah, I'm down. And we started get together, planning it out. It did take us a little bit longer, but I think it was worth the wait, the process, because like I mentioned, music isn't perfect. You got to be patient. That's another thing I would recommend to people, just having the patience as well when you're making music, because if you don't have the patience, your creativity goes.
Right.
I mean, with anything, I mean, the appeal is always comes incrementally.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. It's little by little, and I think that's with everything, right? Patience, it's a virtue, and it's like if you don't have it, it's like, and sometimes though we want things like right away.
Yes.
But being an artist, being a content creator, being a musician, will teach you patiently, believe it or not. We'll be like, oh shit, like, okay, let me wait for this. This is a process and everything. But Julian, Jay, it was an honor having you guys here.
Thank you so much.
Any last words that you might want to share with the audience? Where can they find your music? Links, of course, are going to be in the description of the episode, but also like social media, individual social medias, or where can they reach out if maybe, I don't know, if you own a venue and it's like, oh, I would love to have this guys in my venue, like where can they go?
Yeah, of course. Or we have our Instagram page. It's I believe it's called Kid Official 93. You can find us on there, and then we're on Spotify, Apple Music. It's best to put the songs first and then the artist name, because I know that there's a lot of artists like with a similar name.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So finding the song and then us, like towards the end, you'll find us quicker on Spotify.
Nice. Perfect. Julian, Jay, again, was an honor having you guys here, and then especially the kind of music that you guys are creating. It's not something that it's like super normal here in El Paso. I'm pretty sure maybe other cities are a little bit more known for that kind of music, mood, theme, whatever, right? But great music, guys, to be honest with you. Even if you're not into this kind of music, trust me, when you're listening to the lyrics, it's like, again, you go back to high school, dude. You go back to like flashbacks of that. But thank you, guys. It was an honor. Thank you, guys, for staying all the way to the end. Please, like always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. That way, these kind of episodes and themes can reach more people. Thank you, guys, and see you in the next one.